Immortal.
Oh, that's a very good sustainability item as well. Some people go for a Scotty, but he's gonna try and have the item that allows him to keep going. Are they gonna try and kill him? I mean, he has an Aegis. There's no point at all going on him.
Even with the burst damage they get from the Echo Slam, it wouldn't be enough unless you had a huge creep wave right next to him to find the kill.
You would have to get a lot of right clicks in and perfectly not overlap your disables as well. You have the Hex, the ES stunts. Of course, you could maybe bring him down, but the amount of time that you give for the enemy to react that close to the tower, never.
Okay, it's go time, man. Chuan has a full Aghanims. Once the courier hits the base, it'll fly back out again with the full Ags. You have a Glimmer Cape now also available for Faith when it flies out too. In fact, it looks like they need to get rid of some stuff. There's too many ones there. A full BKB for Luo and the Glimmer Cape coming out.
Yeah, this is a key timing, if anything. I mean, we often talk about power peaks in Dota and how you should always play to when you are the strongest, when you pick up a lot of different, key items. And that's what they're doing right now. And they use the smoke to go as well. So going with the Aegis, newly acquired BKB, fresh Aghanims on Chon, they are stronger than they have ever looked, along with the Heart on their travels PL. They can definitely gank bottom.
So, well, is it just to gank bottom and then push?
I think so. Try and gank bottom and shove all the way. But he might TP out.
Yeah. 6-second cooldown on his TP. Actually, he has to wait 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Smoke's going to break on Lure. They realize he's further up. Gets the vision. Going to blink a bunch and too late.
That was close. That was real close, Mushi. Dear God.
But now IG could just group up and just force bottom lane.
Actually, one more second CD on this TP and he would have died there. But they will try and push out bottom now. But of course, the reaction comes immediately from Fnatic as they're shoving the top lane. This is the kind of cat and mouse game that you have in Dota when you are weaker, you want to dodge the enemy, you split push a lot. Of course, now Bloodseeker has to be careful about pushing top because he has 39-second CD on his TP.
They pinged out Sean's Aghanim Scepter. He just walked past the Radiant Observer Ward and there's a ping directly on the Witch Doctor. Could have been positioning, but more than likely his Ags.
Yeah, okay, so these two teams average the lowest amount of kills per patch.
Really?
Or per this patch, yeah. So,
they like to play the, you play on your side of the map?
I would say IG did their part in killing this game, but it's just Fnatic. They have a few kills to catch up. I'm sure they will get it.
Oh, they're pushing with 3 men on top. Their pushing power is next to nothing compared to Invictus Gaming's.
Yeah, compared to, and also PL just dives in, starts going on them.
Birdie just goes for it. Johnny, well, he'll be able to TP away to safety. All three of them will TP away to safety. Birdie's got 30 seconds before he can come back.
Nice stun, PL.
You don't have one. 3
heroes just TPing away in front of your nose. One of them graved and the rest of them
Ferrari, big jump in. The BKB beats out of Mushy. Ferrari doesn't even care. The Death Ward, however, that's a heavy commitment from Chuan.
Yeah, that's not the Aghanims Death Ward we want to see. It's pretty low cooldown, though. I mean, it's just 80 seconds. It's going to be up very soon.
If IG just make a run, they're going to get the haste stream before it times out, too, which is really, really nice. The new one spawns, and it's a regeneration rune to boot.
Yeah.
That'll be bottled by the Undying.
No good old haste and DD rune.
So, IG, they push top lane, they'll take the tier 2 tower, it's 1 minute until the Death Ward's back up again, and that should be by the time they reach the tier 3.
They're also starting to choke in Fnatic more now, because we have seen Fnatic push really far, we saw them up by the tier 3 on top lane, but right now, they're not really getting that far out. And considering the fact that there's PL pushing top with his Aegis and Heart, you can't do much against him. And the rest of the IG crew are going to run together.
I like the wall positioning from Ohio. He sees everything coming at him on that top lane.
It's the anti-Tinker ward, the gold one. It's really good.
Burning, Doppelganger avoids, blood right. He can't stop this. Like, Ohio could walk in from behind, like, forced off into Echo Slam, but no one else from his team wants to be part of this.
If they stacked up a lot, if they really stacked up there, he would have gone. He might still get a nice slam here since he's behind him.
But the Dire Observer Ward was going to scout him out the second he walks in the lane. That's why he has to force staff down through the tree line, but he already used his Blink Dagger, so they're not ready to go. The Tombstone's there, but the Earthshaker is not ready to fight. In the meantime, KOXY being initiated on. The BKB comes out from Ferrari. Now KOXY, no TP this time around. This time, he dies. 64 seconds on the sideline. Buyback is available, however.
They had cooldown Blink and Force Staff there on Shaker and no TP as well, so you can't really help the
Ohio is still waiting. Ohio is still waiting.
Stay in the trees.
There's no good opportunity, however.
No, he's waiting for a dive. And they're like, where is this Shaker?
At least they've got Burning with no armor. So Hex in, is the weed going to work?
Here we go.
And now there's your jump in for the Fissure, but he can only control Burning. But the Death Ward from Chuan is going to start bouncing around. Fnatic, they're being torn apart by it. They have to back up. The Razor might have bought back, but what's going to be left of his team? The Mass Herbivores might be there, but the Brewmaster ulti is still causing severe havoc inside the base. The Fire Brewling can't finish the job. They're backing up on Ferrari, a quick blink away. Johnny off to the wrong side. The Dire Observers letting him know exactly where Fnatic are moving. And IG, even though Fissure from Ohio is off target, they're away, but they didn't take racks.
Yeah.
But they did get 3 buybacks.
Yeah, they forced the Razor as well. 3 buybacks forced. Plenty of economic damage there, and they just got away so cleanly as well. Look at the gold on Burning. Like, he's actually buying up items now. I think he's buying the entire...
It's a full butterfly.
Yeah, exactly. The entire butterfly is on the way when he picks it up now. I don't see how you're going to kill him. Like, your magic damage, yes, it's going to bring him down pretty low, but it's 3k HP we're talking.
Yeah.
And then how are you going to finish the rest when he has a butterfly? It just seems very, very difficult.
I don't know, man. I don't think there really is an answer. This PL is a beast. An absolute beast.
Top lane, they're jumping in, but BKB on Tusk.
Just a quick BKB TP out. No stun to stop him, so he's fine.
Yep, gonna be fine. Getting away from this one.
But what's Kerchik meant to do in this bottom lane? You see a huge creep wave coming in. I can burst heal the wave. Yay.
I think Tusk is going for Lotus Orb as well, by the way. We have seen a lot of them today, and he has the plate mail now. I don't see which item he would go other than that. So very likely, also very good against some of these heroes. Like against the static link, you can link back the damage so nothing actually happens. Against Rasta, you can stop the chain disable. It's just a pretty decent item.
Interesting to see Mushi's item choice. Going for the Mjolnir. I know we were talking about it previously. If it would be a good choice, and Mushi. Oh, there's a straight TP out. How much does Burning just want to have
he almost dies there.
He's going to buy a Basher. Like, Burning actually has to buy a Basher into Abyssal. Like,
he could definitely. It would be a strong item for appeal. Abyssal next item would make him a monster. Or he could go for MKB, but I don't see a reason to do that.
Yeah. Like, the mini bash is nice, but just having that secure every time I want to, I can stun up either Razor or the Bloodseeker, take him out of the game.
However, I don't even think that he needs to have Disable, honestly. He doesn't need to have the... He doesn't need to get these kills. He needs to be as strong as possible in the push. If he just stacks up like a Skadi on top of what he already has, he's just immortal. Like, he's not gonna die to anything. So, I think that's also a very valid choice.
Many paths he can go. He's already got the Assault Cuirass aura from the Brewmaster.
Yeah, they almost have Assault Cuirass on Fnatic as well. Razor's working hard to get it, but he needs the full recipe.
Look at him come. Burning moves forward. Almost breaking the smoke of Fnatic.
Very close.
They're coming underneath the Dire Observer. Now Ferrari's going to do it. BKB's goes for the clap and misses the target. Fnatic is backing the hell out of here as quick as they possibly can.
Yeah, that was some fast blink outs there. Getting away. Also forced a BKB from Brewmaster.
Too many PL illusions causing havoc inside the base. They're going to start to replicate themselves out as Burning. The man in the front lines, doppelgangers, makes more of himself as Ferrari jumps in, goes for the split, taking the Dazzle out, and actually forcing the Shallow Grave to be used defensively. And this means KOXY, there's no safety net, especially for Mushi as well.
Mushi's just dying to the Brewlings.
Yeah, he's just running around on top of him. He's down for the count.
Oh my god.
There's nothing more to really be said about this game. It's 22 for 3. In fact, it's the full 3-2-2 right now.
It is. I did say 5 more kills, Toby.
They might just call GG at this point, because you're losing top. There's no way you can fight Burning. You've got no Bloodseeker available. There's no buyback up for anyone. They've expended so much money. The only thing that will give them something is an Echo Slam jump, and now this is exactly what they're doing. The Fissure in, Ferrari is low, but the Death Ward, Chuan sitting on the back in the shards. It's a massacre. GG. IG take game number 1 against Fnatic.
326. Dear God. I mean, when your 300 somewhat plus CS Bloodseeker gets soloed by the Brewlings, like... You're just suffering. There was nothing going right for Fnatic this game.
It was a hard knock life. IG take game number 1 in the series. We'll be coming back for game number 2 very, very soon.
All right, yeah, so game number 1. Yeah, Fnatic not having such a good time. IG looking super strong after their loss against Secret. Of course, a dominating score. But overall, I mean, even from the draft, right, we felt that something was different with IG. They had that backup plan. They said, all right, here we go with the Brewmaster. They came in and then possibly threw Fnatic off their game. Where do you think it all went in favor of IG?
I think the first 10 minutes, things just went way better for IG than they should have. The safe lane for Fnatic completely crumbled. The dual lane off lane that they ran with the Tusk Undying, they get the first blood on Mushi under their tower with the ice shards. Then they chase down afterwards, I think a minute later, and get 2 additional kills. And that kind of just sets the pace of the game. When your off lane is doing that well, even though Brewmaster suffers in mid, they can make space for him. He gets the blink. And I would definitely agree with you. The Brewmaster was a huge part of the success. A great last pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that you bring that up because we do have some highlights from the early game because that's where we have felt that things really did change in favor of IG. So again, in the first 10 minutes, you have IG coming in.
So this is after they found the first blood on Mushi. They're going in here. This is the ice shards combination with the tombstone. So you shard someone in and you drop the tombstone behind. They do manage to bring down the tomb, but it takes so much effort that ultimately Johnny he's almost escaping here, but he will be clubbed one more time by the Undying here on his way out. So
yeah, you have to walk right by them after trying to help his teammates out on their escape. How did you guys feel, Ben and Winter? I mean, IG, overall, what part of them looked a lot better? Was it just maybe all parts? Obviously, the draft seemed pretty clean from them.
I think just capitalizing on the weak parts of the opponent's lineup. We've talked about Lion being a weak support, but I think Shadow Shaman in a 3-on-2 or 3-on-3 situation is really vulnerable. And I mean, if he's like sitting there channeling Shackle, he's actually usually a free kill. And there's like, you can even like snowball somebody that's getting shackled. You can just lock him in place. He's really slow. If he doesn't get boots early, he's going to feed. He can't right click down the tombstone. And yeah, we talked about the wards being able to kill the tombstone, but so much of the damage was done before the wards even came online.
Okay, let's jump into another replay as we continue talking with you, Winter. I want to ask a couple questions going off of that. Do you think that maybe there was two? Yeah, that replay was pretty sick too. But here we go. Another early portion of the game, of course, at the 14-minute mark.
And the Cyclone from the Panda ultimate twice was so good. First he stopped the Dazzle for a bit, and then it cancelled the TP from the Razor, which was great. So it did a lot of work in this fight.
And there he just comes back, one more hit.
This kind of, the moment I saw Ferrari was playing Brew, it gave me flashbacks to TI2, where I think he actually had the most outstanding Brewmaster performance I've ever seen. Like, he completely carried a game. That was a very memorable moment. A big part of IG's success in that tournament was, of course, Ferrari's play as always, but he had that one Brewmaster game where he did everything right. I remember the game, and I couldn't put a finger on his play. It's like very rare that you see a player's performance just like, it's one of those games where you're just in the zone, right?
Right.
And he is an incredible Brewmaster player. I would definitely put him in the top 3 on that hero in the world, and he once again delivers here. That said, as Ben said, they obviously exploited weaknesses in the enemy lineup. I also think Fnatic were not having their best showing in this game. I think there were a couple of moments where it seemed like there was a little bit of a disconnect between how Ohio was imagining going in with a fissure and how the Shadow Shaman followed up. There were a couple of moments where it just seemed like they were a little bit out of sync, and you can't afford being out of sync against a team that punishes you so hard.
Yeah, even, of course, in the later portion of the game, we saw the Earthshaker just not finding that opening and then being stuck in the trees for quite some time before being able to jump in. Winter, on the side of Fnatic, I mean, when we were talking about the draft, we're like, all right, it's been kind of back and forth around the Tombstone and the Undying. That's been the focus. And then, of course, IG kind of had the last upper hand. But do you think Fnatic may be focusing a little bit too much only on what their game plan was? I mean, because I bring this up because we talked about the Shadow Shaman a little bit.
Yeah, I feel the main and biggest problem in the game we saw, which was quite evident, is the laning phase of the Shadow Shaman. He's very weak. Obviously, he's very strong in team fights and stuff. But the combination of having a Dazzle